Welcome everyone, it's your girl Zangoma, aka the Dope Healer, dealing hope, and I'm here to deliver your full moon in Capricorn reading. I'm gonna develop, or what? I'm here to develop. Interesting. I'm here to deliver your messages for this full moon in Capricorn. Okay, let's get straight into it. Okay, thank you angels, thank you spirit, thank you God. Please guide me in delivering messages for this here collective. Thank you angels, thank you spirit, thank you God. Starting off, you know yourselves, Aries, we're gonna get straight into it, y'all. Yeah, I'm outside. I thought, let me come outside today, get super grounded. It is a Capricorn moon at the end of the day, so yeah, let's get into it. Aries, and it's a very big week. A lot of astrological shifts, my word. Okay, Aries, sun, moon, rising. Thank you angels, thank you spirit. Messages for the Aries collective, messages for their highest good. Thank you angels, thank you spirit. Pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn, what do the Aries need to know? Okay, thank you angels, thank you spirit. Woo. Okay, Aries, let's see, that came out first. Interesting. Wow. Okay, right. So Aries, it seems you like the dust. There's something that I'm seeing here that was a bit challenging for you, and it caused some change, major change in your life here. And I see that it's a change that's happened for you. I think most of the time we get lost in just thinking that change is just for, it just happens to you, but change can happen for you. And what I'm seeing here, my lovely Aries, is that that's what's going on. It's change is happening for you. You're on track, okay, towards your goal, towards renewing your covenant with yourself, with your divine soul plan, what you're here to do. Because I see this delay here. I see this delay in your sort of like journey, and I see you really making the necessary preparations now. So you're on track to make the preparations for getting yourself sort of aligned with the things that you want. Okay, children could be really, really relevant here. If they aren't already, they will be. I'm seeing a single mom, but that's like a very random image. As being a single mom, yeah, but children could definitely be significant in your life for some or other reason. Okay, right. Let's get some oracle cards for you. Moon oracle cards, standard procedure. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Aries collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. What did the Aries collective need to know? Thank you, angels. What's going on, angels? Please help me deliver messages for the Aries collective clearly. Messages for their highest good. Thank you. Interesting. Wow, that's a lot. I'm going to take the first one that came out, and it says a win-win outcome is forecast. So you see, even in this whatever setback, whatever challenge, whatever loss, whatever disruption this thing was, the spirit is still saying that, listen, this is the change that's happened for you. Don't worry, because what's happened here is for your highest good. Okay, respectfully, I'm going to leave the other cards that fell out. Let's shuffle again. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Clear messages for the vibe. I don't know if it's because I'm outside here, but anyway. Messages for the Aries collective, sun, moon, rising. Messages for the Aries collective. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't even see that other card that fell out. But it says here, nothing yet is set in stone. So things are in flux. Do you get what I mean? So that's why it's so important for you to be flexible at this time, to be flexible, and to also maintain your vision of whatever it is that you're trying to bring into fruition, okay. And then let's get another oracle card for the Aries collective. You guys got your own energy, Mars energy. And it says here, anger, conflict, the great severing. Yeah, so there was really something. This is your energy, like quite literally Martian energy. You guys are ruled by Mars. It says softening to love. And you know what's so trippy is that this is a Libra card that says a win-win outcome is forecast. So it's really about embracing your polarity, your sister sign, which is Libra, right? So that's being able to see things from many different perspectives and understanding that yourself as an individual, your individuality is important, it's key. However, we always are in relation to other people. Do you get what I mean? We're always in relation to other people, and at the end of the day, that's how we learn about each other, point blank period. Also, relationship to people, places, and things, right? Cool. Okay, thank you, Aries. Moving on. I'm not going to use other decks today. Moving on to the Taurus collective. Messages for the Taurus collective, Sun and Rising. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Taurus collective. Help me deliver these messages clearly. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for this Taurus collective. Messages for their highest good. Okay, that fell sideways, but we'll take it. You're embracing. You've got a great will, Taurus. See you guys working towards something. Thank you. Yeah. I think you are ready to birth something completely new here. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Taurus collective. Right. Okay, hold on. And as I'm saying this, the wind is picking up. Okay, so Taurus. Interesting. I'm gonna have to get a clarifier for this one card. But what I see here though is that you've got a great will to do something. You've got a great will to do something, but it's needing you to really embody your wisdom, and use your mind also in whatever it is that you're trying to birth. Because I'm seeing here, you have the potential to create something that's never been created before. If you are a creative, if you are an artist, that might resonate with you really deeply. But even if you're not really like that, I believe we're all artistic, we're all creative. So whatever it is that you're creating in your life, maybe it's a new way of living, maybe it's a new lifestyle, maybe it's like a new job, maybe it's a side hustle, whatever it is. But the way that you are moving through your life, I feel like you are starting to see it as a blank canvas, my lovely Taurus, and that is a great potential for a lot of change. So we've got here the Lookout, right? Okay, this is the card I was referring to. It's so beautiful, right? I believe that's Borealis, but anyway, so you're being cautioned here that in your ability and your capacity to birth a new way of living, you need to be very, very intentional, is the word that I'm hearing, because you can literally create anything. And I think that's just a reminder to everyone, like you can literally create your reality. Your thoughts, thoughts become things. So it's really, really important to be able to manage those thoughts, right? Okay. And I'm seeing here a slowing down energy. I'm seeing a relationship also, a divine union for you. Just, yeah, a divine partnership that could really also be very relevant. Thank you. Yeah. So needing to be flexible also in whatever it is that you're building. Did I say that already? I can't remember. But anyway, it's coming up here. The willow, again, reinforcing that message if I hadn't said it. But needing to be quite flexible right now, in that you are moving through sort of, I know this is, what's the word? But it's not your comfort zone, right? But I'm hearing even the comfort zone itself is becoming an illusion, my dear Taurus. And I think you're starting to see the value of leaving your comfort zone, right? And being able to transform and change in a way that you can actually build the reality that you want, right? Your flexibility is going to help you build, because these two cards came out together. Although this card is reversed, it's pointing towards your flexibility, your being able to move with the currents of your life. Okay, thank you, angels, thank you, spirit, thank you, God. Messages for the Taurus collective, messages for their highest good pertaining to this full moon. We've got the full moon in Genesis. It says the answers you need are coming. So quite literally reinforcing that message also in being able to move through the flow of life, and you will find what you need. Any other messages for the Taurus collective? Thank you, angels, thank you, spirit, thank you, God. Messages for the Taurus collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. It says a time to give rather than take. That might resonate if you have more than enough. Don't hoard. Don't hold your energy, my lovely Taurus. It's more than enough. I don't like stability. It's like a hashtag for you guys, but it's like you will have more than enough, and you realize the beautiful relationship the universe has with just sort of like giving and receiving, you know. I think it's like the third law of thermodynamics. Like, gosh, I might be so wrong here, but like a force that you know, the force that you exert upon another thing is going to be exerted back onto you type thing. Like there's an exchange there. But anyway, something like that. Yeah. Don't come for me. Messages for the Taurus collective, sun, moon, rising pertaining to this full moon. We got two cards here that fell out here. Venus energy, that's your energy. It says pleasure, joy, make love to life, surrender to the sweetness and boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. I feel like, yeah, that's time to give rather than say, I think give yourself grace, give yourself the permission to be free. Do you get what I mean? Give yourself the permission to be free. Let go of those things that aren't serving you. Quite literally, people, places, and things. Like, let it go. If you want to clear up, listen, even the clothes, whatever it is that you're eating, you want to change it up, honey, do it. Do it, right? Surrender. I love how this is, because it's like, let go of what's not serving you. Surrender to the sweetness of your life. Surrender to the sweetness, rather, of life. Okay? Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Gemini collective. Moving on to Gemini. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for this Gemini collective. What do the Gemini collective need to know at this here time? Thank you, angels. Oh, Interesting. There's a meeting here with someone that should have taken place, but it's not taking place because I guess people aren't aligned, you know. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. But you need to move on with your life. Yeah. You need to move on with your life. I'm seeing here like birds could really be significant. Birds bring messages. Yeah, this is definitely your energy. You could be dealing with a masculine air sign. It could be you. It could be someone else in your energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, masculine energy. Doesn't have to be a man. It really is just someone who embodies the more masculine energies of the air element. And air is a masculine energy. So that is someone that's very logical, very left brain, you know. I'm seeing that's why actually that meeting is not taking place. So there's a conflict here, but I see you being, your spirit sort of like rising above the situation and seeing the situation from a bird's eye view. You're seeing the situation for what it actually is. So you're maintaining objectivity at this here time. You're not getting lost into everything. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Gemini collective. What do the Gemini collective need to know at this here time? Yeah, we've got the reflection card. Definitely a time for you to trust your intuition. Yeah, you're being initiated, my babe. You're being literally healing energy, right? You're healing. If you are I believe we all have like healing energy. Everyone has a capacity to heal, to be a healer, whatever. To a lesser or more degree than others. But anyway, we all have the capacity to heal ourselves. That's a chat. But I'm seeing here you're healing your heart, my lovely Gemini. You're healing your heart, and you are really, I feel like you're tired of the same old, same old. I see here you are being initiated here. You're being initiated into this new way, this new perspective, this new mindset, this new way of being, this new way of moving through the world. Like who was I saying that for? I'm not sure. Taurus, I think. But anyway, your Taurus energy, just check that out also. But you're being ushered into this new energy. Right, you're trusting your intuition. You're being called to really trust your intuition at this time, and really ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. I'm seeing really such a divine presence of Jesus here in your energy. Jesus working very strongly with you guys. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Please, messages for the Gemini collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Interesting. We've got Aquarius energy here. It says bring love into the situation. And it's interesting because I did say we're healing the heart chakra. Perhaps that is a key element of your healing. It generally is. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Gemini collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Messages for their highest good. What do the Gemini need to know? It says balance spirituality and practicality. Should we get one more? Yeah, that card definitely wanted to fall out. And it says believe in the impossible, a time to give rather than take. So give love, Gemini. I think Taurus also got that. So if you have Taurus energy or you're on the cusp, Gemini, Taurus, Gemini, this message is definitely for you. Check it out. Check out both signs. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Gemini collective pertaining to this new moon, full moon in Capricorn. Yeah, interesting. You're being called. You're being called. You're very gifted. It says inner child tenderness, innocence, rare gifts, the golden children. I love the imagery here. So I see there's a very big emphasis here on reflection, on using your intuition, surrendering, allowing the divine to work through you. That's why I said ask and you shall receive. Your soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You're being called. That's why I said, yeah, you're being initiated into a new way of being. Okay, Gemini? Answer the call and bring love into the situation. Nobody's perfect. maintain boundaries, but nobody is perfect. Remember that. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Cancer Collective. Messages for the Cancer Collective, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sorry. Messages for the Cancer Collective. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Cancer Collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Thank you, angels. What do the Cancer need to know? Wow. How to receive. All right, so yeah, the readings are bleeding into each other. Wow. Okay, so you seem to have been unsure about making a decision. You know what I mean? Like, you've been like, should I go this way? Should I go that way? Should I go? Should I stay? You know, like, which way do you want to go? Which way do you, but you've been hesitant, you know, and I see that's causing a bit of a delay here in sort of you taking considered action for yourself, right? Because I see here, and this card comes up with you a lot, so you guys are very passionate, but I'm seeing here, sorry, there's like a whole bunch of things happening here. I'm seeing here in the reversal, you're like, you know, I'm seeing someone who is in general a very passionate person, but now like has lost that sort of like energy, motivation, spark, you know. But I do see here there is a sort of kindred spirit that's going to meet you, that is going to sort of help you on your journey here, of being, of, you know, sort of like helping you basically find what it is that you want, or at least helping you identify what that is very clearly. Yeah, that's really what I'm hearing here for you guys. And I'm also seeing that you guys are also needing to call on the energy of the divine. I'm really, yeah, Jesus, come through. Christ energy, very, very strong within this collective, within the Cancer Collective. Because I see here, like, you for some or other reason, you're not even trusting your intuition. You know what I mean? So like, I'm seeing a heart chakra blockage. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Cancer Collective. The Cancer Collective is feeling very challenged at this time, I believe. There is a conflicting situation here, just like Gemini, but I'm seeing you are going to also rise above it here, you know. Bring love into the situation also. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Cancer Collective. Oh God, fire energy. It says confidence is your key to success. Yeah, so you see, even with this lack of passion here, that's what I'm saying. Generally, I'm seeing someone who's very passionate, who's very creative, but for some or other reason, you're just not feeling it. But it's like spirit, and this person is going to help reignite that passion, reignite that spark, yo. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Look out for that person. Ask God for guidance as to, you know, for you to be able to see clearly who that person is in your life. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. That's way too many. Can we get more clear messages for the Cancer Collective pertaining to this full moon? Yeah, what do you need to release? Fear, anxiety, low self-esteem, but also continue to hold your vision, because whatever it is that you're wanting to bring into fruition, whatever that delay, you know, like, oh, should I go, should I stay, that thing that you do know deep down in your heart what it is that you want, that's the thing that you should hold on to, because literally it's going to manifest. I can confidently say that here for you guys. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. But there is something that's sort of like reaching a boiling point, reaching a climax here. Family could be significant. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Cancer collective. What do the Cancer need to know pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn? Yeah, this moon is obviously opposing your sign. Big picture thinking. Haha, interesting, because we said we got you hold your vision, and it says here visionary, inspired ideas. So, you know, you're here to birth something dope. Do you get what I mean? Maybe you haven't been receiving the support that you need in this thing that you've been thinking about, in this thing that you've been, you know, visualizing and envisioning. And there's going to be a kindred, like-minded spirit here that's going to be assisting you, working with you very clearly. You know, anything else that the Cancer needs to know? Basically, yeah, confirming that, listen, you're not ridiculous. This thing, you know, yeah. But anyway, Taurus energy, physical and emotional healing. Yeah, that heart chakra definitely needs to be healed. So whatever it is that knocked down or that was influencing your self-esteem, if you do need to obviously work with a professional, go see a therapist, please, by all means, do it. And really start to take more inspired and considered action for yourself, so that you can, you know, raise your vibration, raise your frequency, to be able to bring these things into life. You know what I mean? These things are not just for you to like be hoarding. You have to come out here and share them. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Leo collective. Messages for the Leo collective. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Leo collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. What do the Leos need to know? Big week for you guys, Leo. Jupiter's moving into your sign, I believe, today. Today. Thank you, angels. Is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. But either way, energy. Thank you, angels. Woo! Children could be significant. Leo, 5. 5. That's definitely y'all energy. Yeah. Oh! Really tapping into your intuition. Really tapping into your creativity. Yeah. My lovely Leos. Your passion. Children. Remember, Leo does rule children. So that's definitely a big confirmation there. I'm seeing you really, yeah, inner child healing, inner child expression, just a vibrant yellow and orange energy. I'm seeing it so clearly in my mind's eye. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the lovely Leo collective pertaining to, messages for their highest good pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. That's a lot. Can we get more clear messages? Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. I get you guys are expanding. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Leo collective pertaining to the Capricorn full moon. Capricorn full moon. Thank you. Interesting. You got your own card though. It says, "Don't let pride get in your way." Leo. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Yeah, remember now Jupiter's going to be opposing Pluto. So as much as you want to go big and not go home, you want to go big and not go home. Remember, you don't live on an island, unless you actually do, but like you don't live on an island, and what you do can affect other people. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Or if you're working with other people, remember that, yeah, it takes a team. Also, it takes you to be great, but it also takes a team to be even better. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. It says here, be bold and make the first move. Messages for the highest good of the Leo collective. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. It says, work through your fears. Work through your fears, and adjustments are required. So I feel like if you've been if you've been a bit afraid, my lovely Leos, to mention whatever it is that you want to do, or to express that idea, spirit is saying nope, You got to, and you have to. You have to do it. Like I said, it could be something like a childhood dream. Maybe that's why it feels a bit sensitive if someone, tries to be like, nah. It says nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Also, work through your fears of expression. That could also be a thing. Just because you guys are Leos doesn't mean, like, it's always lights, camera, action. I know very, very, very sensitive Leos, and most of the time y'all are sensitive. Do you get what I mean? And it's like you guys naturally shine in general. It's just when you guys doubt yourselves, that's when it gets a little bit chaotic. And then there can be, pride that sets in. It's like, nah, do you know who I am? And it's like, listen, perhaps you do, make the necessary adjustments, so that the best possible outcome can take place. I've seen here baby steps, needing to follow your intuition before it makes sense, before it makes actual sense, right? And I'm seeing here very, very powerful angels working with you here that are strengthening both your left and right brain, right? So that's actually a very beautiful thing. Have a nice balance in your creative energy, not only being too much in either polarity, but being quite nicely balanced and bringing the best out of all energies. And I'm seeing the way that you're going to do this is by letting go of things that no longer serve you. Release the negative attachments, release the negative mindsets, release the doubt, the fear. It's all for a purpose. It's all for a purpose, yes, but it can slow you down. And what I'm seeing here is you don't want to be slowed down, and I think nature can also help inspire you, because there's a lot of green here, a curiosity. That's what I'm being led to actually just see here. Come outside. Come outside, Leo. Come outside and get inspired, honey, because you also get set. Look, I don't know the English there, but anyway, this card says pulse of the mother. Slow down, time in nature. Cannot make this shit up. Cannot make this shit up. You better go and water your garden. Yeah. Tenderness, return to yourself. Tend to yourself so that you can tend to the things that you need to. Okay, my lovely Leos. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Virgo collective. Messages for the Virgo collective. Hold on, I need some water. Right. Messages for the Virgo collective for this full moon reading. Full moon in Capricorn, Full moon in Capricorn. Messages for their highest good. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Virgo collective. What do the Virgo need to know? Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Virgo collective. Messages for the Virgo collective. I see a great will also for you guys, needing to balance, the will to do something. Just because you have the will, just because you have free will, doesn't mean you should do everything. You know what I mean? You need to be wise. You need to be wise, and you need to use your mind in the things that you want to do. Yes, we all have free will. But if you want to go fucking dance on a highway in the middle of the night, guess what's going to happen, babe? I don't need to tell you guys what's going to happen. But and I know you guys don't think like that for the most part. But it's realizing, obviously, just because you have the will, you need to balance that with wisdom as well as your higher mind. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Virgo collective. I see a journey here. How did this come out? Let's see. Journey. needing to heal yourself. You're on a journey basically of healing, my lovely Virgo. You're healing your inner child, essentially. You're healing your inner child and your intuition, your heart chakra. You know what I mean? And healing gifts could also be very significant for you guys, very relevant here. And I'm seeing when you go on this journey to do so, to heal yourself, so that you can bring whatever it is that you want into fruition. Because when you are, vibrating at a frequency of love, of healing, of, that's what you actually reflect back into your life. So you cannot doubt your intuition. Your intuition is very key, and you believe you guys know that. Okay, I don't even need to remind you, but I see a very big journey here in healing your intuition, and that's going to help these delayed sort of fruition, delayed what? Yeah, fruition. Delayed manifestations. Gosh, it's gonna bring them back into balance. Healing energy is very significant here. I see Christ energy working through this collective very strongly. Thank you, angels. Messages for the Virgo collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Messages for their highest good. Relinquish control, Virgo. You can't control everything, and I think that's why you've got the reflection in reverse, because you've not been listening to your intuition for some or other reason, for some or other things in your life, in some or other parts of your life. I see you really trying to control every little aspect of your life, and you can't. You know what I mean? It says your life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. School could be significant, or just learning lessons, spiritual lessons, learning lessons in general. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. I'm seeing karma. My gosh. Thank you, angels. Messages for the highest good of the Virgo. Thank you. Birthing creations, expression, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. Virgo, you precious energy, you. Yeah, so remember that we can't control everything, my lovely Virgo, and that's actually a beautiful thing. See, like me in the wind right now. Oh, cards are flowing. Hold on. I gotta go fetch that card because it's blending in with the grass, yo. Hold on. Ay. Okay. Here we go. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Virgo collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Messages for the Virgo. What do the Virgo need to know? Messages for their highest good. It says have faith in your dreams, Virgo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're on this journey of healing yourself. A journey could actually be significant. Like you could be traveling. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Traveling somewhere. If you feel called, if you feel inspired to go somewhere, please do take that nudge. Follow that nudge, and have faith in your dreams. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Virgo. It says look at the bigger picture, Virgo. You're not seeing the tree for the forest, or the forest for the trees, however that saying goes. You're not seeing the forest for the trees. You're not seeing the tree for the forest. Basically, Virgo, seems like you're zooming in on one tree and not seeing the damn forest here, okay? And that's a Virgo thing, details, but it's now allowing yourself to basically, quite point blank, as it says here, look at the bigger picture. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Virgo collective. Hold on. Thank you. That's a lot. Messages for the highest good of the Virgo collective. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for their highest good pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Oh, it says prosperity lies ahead. My lovely Virgo. Love to see that for you. And I did say your fruitions, whatever. Fruitions. Yeah, they're coming into fruition. Just fruitions. I like it. And a fiery climax approaches. Okay, so I see here. Yeah, if you've been leaving something, if you've been needing to have a conversation, if you've been needing to do something, I feel like spirit is going to force you one way or another, if you don't initiate that sort of change or whatever it is. But it says your fiery climax approaches, right? So it quite literally could be, I'm seeing a conversation or an argument for some or other reason, but it feels like it was necessary to have it. Okay, my lovely Virgos, I think it was necessary because it can provide necessary healing, right? And definitely tap back into your inner child, right? Leo's energy could be significant. You could also have Leo energy in your chart, but they got it upright. You have it reversed here, so you need to work on your inner child. Okay, don't like tend to her, tend to him. Okay, moving on to Libra, sun, moon, rising. Messages for the Libra collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Libra collective. What do the Libras need to know? Thank you, angels. You're not alone, Libra. Woo! Love it. Love to see it. Children could be significant for you guys. Libra, you're not alone. And spirit is saying you're not alone. So they can see this sort of self-interested energy thing that's around you, that's draining your energy here. But I'm seeing everything is upright, so quite literally you're not alone. Okay, you're not alone. Call on your spirit team, call on your angels, call on God. You know, you're not alone in whatever it is that you're dealing with. And I see you here, you're renewing your soul contract here, or you are on track with fulfilling your soul contract. You do need to, however, pay attention or be mindful of an energy that is quite self-interested. I'm also sensing this is the opposition for you guys, as in the Saturn, Neptune, and Aries opposition to your sign. So this could actually be you needing to embody a little bit of that energy, you know, having more self-interest having more self-interest in a healthy way, in a balanced way. Yeah, Libra, you know, because if you've obviously been in the polarity of just giving, you know, supporting, you need to be the one supporting yourself, you know, and make the necessary preparations here. Perhaps you are, yeah, we might need to get one more card here for you guys. Hold up. We might need to get another card for you guys, because we've got here you're preparing, and it's literally the next card is the children's card. So you could also be, you know, working with children, could be expecting children. Your children could be going through something, and that is affecting you for the highest good. Actually, they're whatever it is, whatever role that they're playing in your life right now. Obviously, if you're a parent, children are very important, but I feel like right now they're going through a change or transition that is needing your attention, and that has like knock-off effects. A butterfly just passed as I said that. So yeah, transition for sure. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Could you help clarify this card for me? Thank you, angels. Yeah, they're gonna help you with your intuition, my lovely Librans. They're helping you trust your intuition, and this intuition is going to help you make the necessary changes of the things that are no longer serving you, to making the necessary transformation that's going to basically catapult you into your highest timeline, or into a higher timeline. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Messages for the highest good of the Libra. You got your own card. It says a win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah, so if you have been dealing with someone who's very self-interested, maybe you're going through a divorce or something, trigger warning, sorry for that, but really it's for the ultimate good. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. As challenging as it is, I need to be very responsible in how I'm delivering that. As challenging as it may be, whatever the situation is, a win-win outcome is forecast. Okay. If you obviously do need to work with a professional lawyer, geez, get a lawyer, get a therapist. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good. I'm not saying all Libras are going through a divorce, cheese. Okay, but a win-win outcome is forecast. I see whatever it is that you're letting go of, or as you enter this transition of yourself, this transition in your life, this change, because it feels like you're letting go of something, and in that letting go, you're going to get something even better. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Libra collective. Right, it says conclusions are within reach. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. What else? It says your dreams need a practical plan. Anything else? Yeah, I feel like that's that's self-explanatory here. Okay, the answers you need are coming. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Messages for the Libra collective. Right, it says it's happening. Keep holding the vision. And it says lost wisdom, look a little deeper. So that's why I said you're not alone. So ask for the advice, ask for the sort of guidance from your spirit team. It's from God always. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Scorpio collective. Let's get it, Scorpio. Messages for your highest good. Messages for your highest good. Messages for the highest good of the Scorpio collective. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Scorpio. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Yeah, Archangel Michael coming through very strong. You guys are divinely guided and protected, especially at this time. If you've ever doubted it, you choose know that you are, and you're being initiated, my lovely Scorpios. You're being initiated into a higher version, higher vibration of yourself. If I can even say that. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. But you're being initiated, for sure, to follow your true life's purpose. I cannot make this shit up. Renewing your actual covenant with your soul contract. However, here, you feel like you can't do anything. Or you feel like because you have to surrender, you have to, release all these things, people, places, and things that don't serve you. You feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so trapped. And you're not. You're not. You quite literally are going to find the actual community here that is for you. The people, places, and things that are for you. And remember, these are self-imposed limitations also. So your mindset, you need to change your mindset. You need to elevate how you think, how you speak, to yourself, my lovely Scorpios, because that really affects everything in your whole vibration. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, pertaining to his full moon in Capricorn. Messages for their highest good. It says have faith in your dreams, Scorpios, because this is for the higher purpose. That's why you have to let go of these things that aren't serving you. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Scorpio collective. It says the answers you need are coming. Gemini energy. Anything else for the Scorpio collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn? Feel? Yeah. It says nothing will come of this situation. Yeah, from you imposing limitations on on yourself. Nothing's gonna come from that. Nothing. Do you get what I mean? You have to embody this energy that you want, the things that you want to align with, or the things that you wish that you had, or whatever. You have to align yourself with that energy already before that shit actually comes out into the existence. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, though, moving on now to... I see someone smoking. That could be significant. If you are smoking while you're watching this, that could be significant. Scorpio. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Sag collective. Sagittarius collective. Messages for the Sagittarius collective. Sun, moon, rising. Messages for their highest good. Sagittarius, why are you not listening to your intuition? Honestly, like, that's really frustrating. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Sag collective. I see you not trusting your intuition. You're pondering which way to go here, you know. Scorpio energy here. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Yeah, I'm seeing someone being very, very, very logical, very left brain, you know, Sag. And I think you have to really embody here the energy of both the right brain, your intuition, as well as your logic, because one can't overpower the other. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good. Woo, of the Sagittarius collective. You guys also need to tap back into your intuition. I'm seeing here you have left a community, if you haven't already left a particular community, circle, friends, whatever, groups, projects, work, and that wasn't resonating with you, you know, that was not resonating with you at all. And I'm seeing here that's going to help heal you. You know, perhaps you left a toxic environment. Good fucking riddance. Good riddance, because that's going to facilitate and be the catalyst for the healing that you so lovely need. And that's also going to lead to meeting a very, very, very important person in your journey thus far, right? Or in your journey right now. That's going to be very, very important here. You guys have a very important mission. And I see, what do I see here, my lovely Sagittarius? Family could be significant. Children could also be significant. I'm seeing someone with like a spirit team here, being also very, 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 very protected here. Yeah, very toxic environment that you left here. Got the chess game in the reverse. These people were very, very self-interested. You know, it's good riddance that you left, or the situation was so that you had to leave. Really, it's happening for you. It was for your highest good here, okay? As challenging as it might seem, I believe there is restoration here that is promised. And this is going, yeah, you're really being called to tap back into your creative, more creative side. I think I've been saying that for each sign. I think that's going to be the message pretty much also for most signs, because Jupiter is ingressing into the sign of Leo, or has already ingressed into the sign of Leo, and that is about expression, that is about creativity. So best believe, as a fellow fire sign, that is going to be supporting you very, very lovely. It's going to be inspiring you in a way perhaps that you haven't been inspired in, for a very long time. So you're being called as well to also come out into nature. Also come out here, man. Come out here and tap back into your inner child. Your inner child healing, I'm seeing, is very significant. Okay, someone who's going to perhaps remind you of perhaps a journey that is more creative, that you probably were on previously, or you had thought of in the past, and you're being called to that. Okay, but obviously Use both minds, right brain, left brain, all of that. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Sagittarius collective, sun, moon, rising. Yeah, it says you're not alone. Yeah, I did say you guys are very protected here. It says your isolation, physical connection, community. Yes. Interesting, we've got the community card here. If I want you guys to read that. It says their community, but it was reversed. And then we've got those cards. Cannot make this shit up. Hold on, my lovely. Okay. You're not alone, okay? Dogs could be significant. Maybe you have a dog that passed on. Yeah, they're animals that you take care of, pets. They form part of your spirit team. Anyway, yeah, so you're not alone. You're definitely not alone, okay? And that you need to align yourself with the people that are for your highest good, okay? And you are being aligned with the people that are for your highest good, so long as you trust this transition, okay? What else do the Sagittarius need to know at this time? Messages for their highest good pertaining to the full moon in Capricorn. It says here you are good enough. Virgo energy, more energy. There's a bird that's like sitting here. I don't know, this could be, birds could be very significant. Hi baby. It's like sitting here. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Messages for the Sagittarius collective, messages for their highest good pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Anything else that the full Sagittarius need to know? Yeah, it says the energy is gaining momentum. And it says here, nothing will come of the situation. That's for better or worse. But in your case, I'm really seeing like the things that you've been stressing about. You know, like maybe if you felt like, or the community that you've left, circle of friends, whatever, made you feel like, oh, you're nothing without us, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That could be significant for someone. That don't mean shit. That's what spirit is telling you. It don't mean jack shit. You got to show the world the real you. Okay? They need to know who you are. Okay? Alright? You're good enough. You're good enough for these blessings. You're good enough for this new sort of like aligned, found support, that you're attracting and that you're aligning with right now. Okay, messages for the Capricorns. This is your full moon. Messages for the Capricorn collective, sun, moon, or rising. Messages for you, their highest good pertaining to the full moon in Capricorn. Messages for their highest good. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising. Thank you, angels. I see here a passionate energy, a motherly energy. Trigger warning, I'm so sorry, but I'm seeing here mother wounds. I'm also seeing here on a sort of lighter note, if you can say that, someone having lost like some passion for their life, some sort of passion for your life here, my lovely Capricorns. And I see you really working very hard towards building something, whatever it is, the life you want, the dream, career, all of that. But I see you tending to it very studiously, very meticulously, very diligently, but almost in a rigid way. Like there's no sort of like passion here. Why is that? Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. I feel like you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. There's a saying like, apparently you can't mix business with pleasure, blah blah. But you guys really need to do so, because your business then becomes your pleasure. Do you get what I mean? if you can find something that you enjoy doing, my lovely Capricorns, and not just grinding for the sake that, oh yeah, status, oh yeah, it looks good, oh yeah, no babe, no king, you need to do it. Use that same gusto, that same diligence, but for something that actually matters to you, that actually like that actually brings you joy. Okay, Capricorn. Hi. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising. Yeah, you guys are being told here to really trust, or tap back into your intuition here, because we've got the reflection card that's in the reverse here, you know. So it's telling me you're not really seeing your, maybe you feel like you're too busy to, you know, connect with yourself, you know, really tap into your own energy, follow your intuition. Maybe you think it's too damn woo whatever, but it's important to do so, because either way, I believe spirit always leads us to the place that we need to be, you know, for the highest good. Because and it's unfortunate, you know, that it takes, you know, unfortunate maybe things to happen. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I'm just saying that we need to learn to see things from a spiritual eye, and not just like with our two eyes. Do you get what I mean, Capricorn? I'm seeing here, yeah, I'm definitely seeing here that in this way of being, you know, not following your intuition, it definitely sort of leads you to things that are not favorable, you know, that aren't for your highest good. So the sort of like redirection is for your highest good, although it might seem tumultuous and chaotic and perhaps inconvenient. You know, it's actually just spirit and God trying to redirect you to your actual purpose. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising. Messages for their highest good pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. It says the energy is gaining in momentum. Yeah, it could also have Sag energy. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Capricorn. It says a new romantic cycle begins. Thank you. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. But let's see here. It says you're very close to achieving your goal. Confidence is your key to success. Cancer energy, personal issue reaches resolution, and a fiery climax approaches. A new start is coming. It's time to release negativity, Capricorns. Okay, so yes, you've been working hard, but I think this lack of passion, this lack of motivation even, I think you need to remind yourself of your why. And I think I said wrong, sort of remember that and reconnect with the fact that if you're doing something that you enjoy doing, you know, even aspects of what you're doing, maybe you don't have to enjoy everything, geez, but like remind yourself of the aspects of whatever it is that you want, that you enjoy doing, to really inspire you again. Okay, it says here, power places, ley lines. Trust where you are led, Capricorns. Trust where you are led. If you feel like you should go somewhere, go there. And it says here, homesick. Maybe you feel like you're going home, or maybe you feel like a sense of home. Okay, thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. What else do the Capricorns need to know? Yeah, it says soul memories and gifts. We've done this before. Yeah. And I see here, this is one important message here, because this Leo energy is not leaving. It's saying here, you know, the greatest sort of undertaking we are all here for is really just discovering and remembering and embodying our truth, you you know, Capricorn. That's why I'm saying, yes, you have the greatest capacity to work so hard and so studiously and so diligently. However, if you're just working rigidly and, you know, robotically almost, it sort of loses the essence, you know, of life and of joy, of being and doing. Remember, this is actually a gift that we actually just get to even be here. And I think we get bogged down, obviously, by the reality. But it's up to you to raise your vibration. It's up to you. Okay? Yeah, I had to say that. You have to let go of the negativity. Can't make this shit up. Let go. Okay? And follow your intuition, because your intuition is connected to your heart. If you aren't connected to your heart, man, that's not nice, okay? And it just leads to more issues. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Aquarius collective pertaining here to this full moon in Capricorn. What do the Aquarius collective need to know pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn? Messages for their highest good. Right. Well, seems, look, it's a full moon. Everyone's going to be reflecting. Or you're going to be forced. And I feel like you guys are really embodying this energy. I see here there has been a contract that's been sort of like severed. Could be romantic, it could be just like a business sort of friendship, it could be something that didn't come to pass or that hasn't come to pass. Yeah, I'm seeing broken contracts here. I'm so sorry, my lovely Aquarius. Trigger warnings here, but I'm also seeing here perhaps it's even a contract that you had with yourself, you know, like needing to sort of renew that commitment to yourself again, you know, practicing self-love, tenderness, you know, self-care, nourish yourself, your body, your mind, your soul, so that these wishes that you are here, you know, like, where are they? Like, hello, I saw these things coming. Like, yeah, they are, but it's like you also then need to be in alignment for that. Do you get what I mean? So if you're not taking considered action for yourself, if you're not pouring into yourself, it's difficult for those things to align with you, because those are things are aligned, are on a specific frequency. And if you are, yeah, but anyway, metaphysics for you guys. And look, you know, you guys can create pretty much anything that you want here. And maybe that is the challenge, but I'm seeing here there's something here in your past, something that you wanted to bring into fruition, you know, that got delayed, or you just kind of forgot about it, or, you know, whatever. But a passion project that, you know, drafts. I'm seeing someone going through their drafts. Go through them drafts, babes. You'll be very, very happy to see what you find. And it is Mercury retrograde. It is time to go back to the drawing board, revisit all things, for the purpose of being able to sort of have that clarity in moving forward again, you know. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Aquarius. Wow, you guys got the Libra energy also. A win-win outcome is forecast. And I did say there's a broken contract here. So, yeah, that could be very significant for you guys. Thank you. It says, what do you need to release? And you guys have your own energy here. Can I make this shit up? It says, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. You could be dealing with a Gemini. As random as that may seem, Gemini got the same sort of spirit, so you could be dealing with a Gemini. Anything else? It's time to take action. Nothing yet is set in stone. Okay, but yeah, I'm seeing here the fact that you need to release here. Maybe you do need to release this way of being, this contract. You know, it served its purpose, but it's time to bid it hit you, but it's also coming back, releasing sort of this thing of like overextending yourself and sort of seeing that as like the benchmark of like, yeah, I'm going for it, I'm pushing. And it's like pouring back love into yourself, into the way that you go after things, softening to love, as it will. I would say even into your whole, your whole way of doing things, flowing with things. Maybe releasing the fact that like, oh my God, I have to have such a rigid schedule. 7 o'clock, I'm here. And look, if you've got kids, you know that schedule ain't be scheduling sometimes. That scheduling be scheduling. For real. Like, listen, and there's so much actually beauty in being able to allow the flow of life to guide you. I'm not saying like just ride every single wave, but release, I'd even say relinquish control. Release control, the sense of control for every little thing in your life. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Aquarius collective, sun, moon, rising. What do the Aquarius need to know pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn? It says perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Interesting how we have here a commitment reverse, so a broken contract, and then a win-win outcome is forecast. Perhaps even people separating to only come back together. I'm not I'm not a marriage counselor, I'm not a therapist. If you do need to see a professional, do so. Please. But it literally says your perspective literally is the key, the message here of the day for you guys to release negativity, release things that don't serve you, mindsets, rigidity. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Aquarius collective. Yeah, it says call and support. You're part of a team. You don't need to go at this alone. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Aquarius collective pertaining to this full moon in Capricorn. Messages for their highest good. Messages for their highest good. Thank you. Whew. Y'all got that deep space energy. Like, for real. Look at the imagery on both cards, yo. And this one says the void. It says stop, embrace winter. So releasing, again, shedding, right? The great cosmic womb. So you're being birthed, my lovely Aquarius. You're in a womb right now of potential. You're in a womb of potential, and that's why I've said maybe it feels like, oh, I don't know what to create, I don't know what to bring into this life. But it's like, as you really tend more to your right side, your right brain, and not so much the left brain, releasing the rigidity, being overly logical, and just trusting in the flow, and that you being receptive to, I'd say, the guidance that you will definitely receive if you stop. If you're not just go, you will definitely receive that. And call in the support, your spirit team, your guides, your ancestors, God. Call in that support, because it is there to help you for your highest good. Okay, my lovely Aquarius. Yeah. Messages, thank you, angels. Messages for the highest good of the Pisces collective. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the Pisces collective. Messages for their highest good. Okay, Pisces. So again, there's a lot of fated energy happening here with this collection. I believe it really is the nodes changing signs also, as well as Jupiter moving into Leo. Like, it's very auspicious. But it's like, I feel like someone here, they're not following in their intuition. So it's kind of causing this. That's why it's like a delay in this meeting. But either way, though, you're moving on ahead. I see you. You're here to receive. You're here to give your gifts or receive the I'd say abundance of love and support for, you know, sharing your gifts, and just even the way you are. You don't even need to be doing anything specifically, just the way you are, my lovely Pisces. I see you here, yeah, really having so many gifts, though, regardless of you not doing anything. Maybe you don't think you're doing anything, but you are. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy could be significant, relevant here for you guys. There could be a misunderstanding with this person I'm seeing here, okay? And I'm seeing that you, or if this is not a specific person, this could be you, maybe not embodying enough left brain in your energy. Maybe you're too right brain right now. Maybe you're too passive in whatever it is that you are trying to bring. Maybe you feel like, oh, you know, I was waiting for a sign. So it's like, look, you are the sign. You yourself, as it is, you are the sign. Okay, so you are the sign because you decide. You decide, listen, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. I'm going to go here. I'm not going to go there. Those are all sort of, you're weaving your life. Quite literally, you're weaving your whole experience. Okay, so if you're waiting for something outside of yourself to give you confirmation, God is literally saying here, listen, you don't need any more confirmation. I'm really seeing that very strongly. You don't need any more confirmation because you quite literally are so very talented, so gifted, you know, and that these things that you're trying to build and you're trying to manifest, or that you are manifesting, whatever, perhaps there's an element of it that needs logic now. You know, yes, you're sharing all your gifts, your talents, and, you know, it's all Gucci, so yummy. But it's like, now you need to set up, for example, like a business account. You need to look at the numbers, get an accountant, for an example. Do you get what I mean? Like, yes, you're the one creating and doing all these lovely things, but it's like, oh my gosh, call in the support for the more left brain things if you're not that way inclined, or if you don't enjoy doing that, or if you need help. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Pisces collective. Thank you, angels. Hey, this kid is really enjoying himself. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Pisces collective. It says show the world the real you. So that's why I said, if you've been waiting for a sign, here it is then, babe. This is it. Okay? But if you've been doing something, really, you are it. You have so many gifts. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. What do we see here? Expect powerful change. Work through your fears and don't let pride get in your way, Pisces. Maybe work through your fear of perhaps doing the more logical things. Maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, who am I to, like, you have to balance out those beautiful energies, you know. Balance out your Neptunian, Jupiterian energy with a more mercurial energy, you know, a more Saturnian energy at this time, you know. And you can definitely see more magic and more greatness come into your life. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, God. Messages for the highest good of the Pisces collective. Yeah. It says loosen your grip. So it says coping mechanisms, density, addiction. So if you have been struggling, if you have been struggling with anything, my lovely Pisces, remember, obviously seek professional help here. But I believe in really trusting the guidance of the divine, and that's of God, you know, to assist us, even angels, you know, to assist us where we are feeling quite weak and unsupported. There's great strength in being able to admit where it is that you're lacking, or you're struggling. That's why you even got that reminder. Don't let pride get in your way. Maybe you fear getting the help. Maybe you feel like, oh gosh, what are people gonna say? People are gonna think, oh my god, fuck that. Excuse my profanity swearing here, but look, in order for you to be less dense, my lovely Pisces, you really need to ground yourself. It's interesting because it says here, cosmic ancestors see the light by staying grounded. You can't do that if you're just floating, drifting. That's why I said you now need to really embody both polarities. The left brain also, it's like, well, look, you can't always just get high. Sorry, like getting high all fucking day. No, babe, no. Getting lit all day. No. And this is not a judgment. It's just how it is. You cannot exist in either or polarity for too long, because remember, this is the 3D reality also. This is Earth school. And that's besides the point. You have to be able to, I'd say there's a time and place for everything also. And you can't then share your gifts, your talents, whatever, all the time, consistently, beautifully, by being lost and drifting. Okay, that's for a specific Pisces collective. I'm not saying everybody's like, but yeah, right. And it says here, show the world the real you. Show the world, even yourself, without the bells and whistles, without the even the substances. Work through your fears. Let go of that negativity. Okay, my lovely Pisces. Okay, guys, those are your messages for the full moon in Capricorn. Thank you so much for tuning in. If these messages have resonated with you, please do hit the like button and share and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and helps other people receive these messages too that they need. All right, thank you, angels, thank you, spirit, thank you, God, for helping me deliver these messages. Take care, guys.